Hi everyone, and welcome to Trades of the Week with myself and of course Keith Sullivan. And we're here to bring you the latest news in the crypto market, the stock market. What is happening? Are we going up? Are we going down? And of course, what are we doing with our strategies? And before we get into the trades of today, then we just want to reiterate what we did last time. We have released a brand new, completely free product, which is the I Am Insider. So if you want to become an insider, you do need to sign up, and it's totally free. You will get exclusive content, you will get courses, you will get books, you will get what we're buying and selling, what's increasing the most and decreasing. So everything you need to get started. So when you become an insider, and you log into the members area, you can see here, you have the stock market secret series. And then you have the books Marcus has written together with a quick start course for stocks and cryptos as well. And a lot of other amazing content, which we are adding to as well. So make sure you do join. Without any further ado, the link will be in the description. The link is going to pop up somewhere as well, I'm sure. And that's that. Make sure you sign up. So let's dive into the markets, right? What have happened in the markets and what are we doing currently? Well, if we have a look at TMCI, then we are in a little bit of a profit there, but nothing to do yet. TSN, we are up to actually a 2% profit. We keep our stop loss at a 1% profit. Remember, we're going to be in this for maybe 30 days or so on average. So we're just going to keep being in. We're going to be patient. Money will always move from the impatient to the patient. And then on American Airlines, this is a bummer. We actually were stopped out, which is a shame, but we were actually roughly 1% in profit. So we should have moved down our stop loss, which we didn't. So we have to be satisfied here with a 1% loss, but no emotions, very important. And then on SATS, this is no trade. This broke the trend we drew. That's why we always have a stop order. So we have canceled that trade. So if you had an order on this, we would cancel it. That is what we would do. And then with nothing to do on NVST, we have, actually, what you can do on NVST is to move down and recalculate your entry based on this new candle. That's what we have done as well. And hopefully now we get an even better reward risk ratio. So it's not touching. I know we want to see it's touching, but it hasn't really broken the consolidation here. So it's still around that buying region. So we think that is still fine. But yes, it do need to go higher from now. So that is pretty much it. So what news do we have, Keith? Is there a lot happening in the market?
Yeah, so in regards to the market, there was obviously the fear of inflation and how high this is increasing. And the Federal Reserve have confirmed the fear that inflation in the US is still increasing, and it's reached a multi-decade high. Okay, so we are seeing, I think they said from last month, it was an 8.5% increase, okay, in regards to inflation, and there is less people now spending into the economy. So the Federal Reserve really have to step up. And we said it last week, and we've said it the weeks before, that the interest rates is the only way that they're going to slow down this increase in inflation. And what they are potentially going to do over the next few days to weeks is now increase the interest rates quicker than a lot of people expected. So they are going to increase it at a 50 base point hike. What does that mean? It just means they're increasing interest by 0.5%, okay? But the fear has come into the market because they're having to do this a lot quicker because they didn't expect inflation to increase as much as it did. And remember from last week's episode, the Bank of America believed that inflation could cause that recession in the US. So that's the first bit of news. So what does that mean for us? It could mean that we may see a bit more of a bearish move in the market. If we look at the fear and greed index, we are currently sitting in fear with the stock market. And if you have a look at your commodities, what's happening with commodities? We're seeing a steady increase in our gold and silver. Remember, commodities are classed as the safe haven for investors. So we are beginning to see that more money is flowing back into commodities. So as you can see here, silver is steadily increasing. We've had the same with gold, steadily increasing as well. But we're also seeing, and this is interesting there, Dennis, we're also seeing that the DXY, the dollar index, is also increasing in value. Now, what's that mean? It is showing us that there is an indication that potentially, and we say the word potentially because we never know what institutions are doing, but potentially institutions are holding their money as cash for right now, because there is that uncertainty in the market. What's actually going to happen? What is inflation? Is there going to be an increase in the escalation in the war in Ukraine, for example? No one really knows what's going to happen. And us at Investment Mastery, we don't know as well, because unfortunately we haven't got that crystal ball, which we do need to chase Amazon for, Dennis, because we need that crystal ball there. But we are seeing that there is fear creeping into the market. Commodities are steadily increasing, which could show us an indication that our overall markets, our equities, the US 30, the US 100, may be ready to have a bit more of a pullback. Now, if that does tend to happen, remember, no emotions. We never have emotions when it comes to investing and trading. We just need to be on the right side of the fence. And what does that mean for us? We just look at more FCA positions, so investing as that market drops. And we're also looking at more shorting opportunities. Now, the other bit of news that has come out is all about Twitter. And I don't know if you've heard this, Dennis. And the reason I want to bring this up is because a couple of people that I've spoke to are currently invested into Twitter. Now, Elon Musk, everyone knows Elon Musk. He's very eccentric in what he does. He is trying to take over Twitter. He become a board member. He holds about 10% equity within the company. And now he's trying to take over Twitter. He's put him in a dilemma to say, look, either I buy this company or I take out my 10% and I'm not on the board anymore. Now, what Twitter are doing is they're doing something known as taking the poison pill. Okay. And it's something that companies do to make their business look less attractive when they're trying to stop a takeover. Now, all they really do is they dilute the share value. Okay, so they give shares at cheaper rates for people to buy, investors to buy. Okay, which is good for investors because they want to buy, but it also looks and brings down the fundamentals of that company because they're diluting the fundamentals to make the company less attractive financially. And that could divert investors the takeover bid from Elon Musk away from Twitter. So why am I telling you this? We don't know what can happen in Twitter, but just be aware there may be an increase in volatility within Twitter. It may be bullish volatility, it may be bearish volatility. We just need to be aware that there may be an increase in that volatility there. And then the last little bit that we have is all just about earnings. Earnings periods are coming up. We've had the financial sector have their earnings. We've now got our likes of Johnson & Johnson having earnings. So if you are trading Buffalo, please be aware of the earnings periods because we don't really want to trade near earnings just because there is that increase in volatility and potential gapping in the market. So Dennis, that's pretty much the stock market news that we have. Anything from you?
Perfect. No, I think that is awesome. And they just be aware with Twitter as well, right? Because it is a hype around it. We don't really know what's going to happen, which is creating a level of uncertainty. So it could mean that this will fall a lot or go up a lot. We just don't know. So it might be worth looking into other opportunities that might be a bit safer to invest into, where you don't have that kind of battle now, which it is between Twitter and Elon Musk. The last thing I want to mention to you is that depending on what you do, if you look at the US 100, a lot of people will say, oh, it's going to go up, it's going to go down. No one knows what's going to happen. All right, that is the reality. No one knows. And it's very simple to say afterwards, oh, I should have done this. But if you're trying to buy at the lowest point or sell at the very top, it is a fool's errand in a way, right? Because it's impossible to do. Which is why we're using strategies so we can sleep at night. So if you like to sleep at night, do make use strategies. So that's why we invest as the price goes lower. So as the price falls down, we invest when it hits predetermined levels. But the pattern we're getting currently on the NASDAQ is a bullish pattern. So we can see here that it is currently an inverse head and shoulder, which is bullish. And as long as we don't break below the low here, we are trading within this range. So currently we're in no man's land. So no one knows where it's going to go. The chart will tell us everything we do need to know. So keep an eye out of this. If we do break below this level, then yes, then we're probably going to head into a longer correction. But currently, as many people are saying we're going to head lower, as many people are saying that we have seen the lows being formed here in the middle of March, but we will see, right? We will see. But in order for us to withstand any volatility, we are now adding 2 shorting positions. We might see some more downturn in the shorter term. So Lilac is one. Liberty Latin America, we have a good reward risk ratio on this one. And the same goes for NVIDIA. This is a long one. So we have an upward trending support in NVIDIA. We actually went into with a VCA last week. So this is actually a really, really good company. And we're now trading it as well. So you can actually trade and invest at the same time. So do look over your positions, do your own research, but those are the two we're adding. And now over to cryptos. So cryptos has really tumbled a lot lower, but we saw a key reversal yesterday. And what do I mean by that? Well, what do I mean is usually when we see a bottom in the market, you get these days where you see the prices pushing a lot lower, taking a lot of people's stop losses out, an automatic order to cut losses, and then reverses higher. Big buying power comes in. And we saw something similar yesterday where we broke below the support and then rallied higher once again. So we'll see if this is the low for now or if we're trade breaking it. But currently, as the same as with the stock market, we are in a standstill with the crypto market. We had a fake breakout and now pulled lower. So we're currently trading within this triangle and we need to see which way it's going to break out. But there are some news here. And one piece of news is that is very important is you might have heard about this, but there were actually someone, I'm not going to mention any names, but bought the first ever Twitter post by Jack Dorsey. This is the NFT space for, I think it was $2.9 million. And he listed it now to sell it for $48 million, which is more than almost 20 times his investment. But he only got a top bid for $277. That is a fall of over 99.999% of what he bought it for. And it just shows that the NFT market is so young. So if you invest in NFTs currently, it's pure gambling because we don't know what the future will hold. It needs to mature a bit, the same as investing into ICOs in 2017. Everything just went up crazy, even though it was like banana coin or something like that. And now that foundation has been built and it's a bit safer to invest into crypto startups. But with NFTs, it's pure wild, wild west. So be a bit careful there. And then we're seeing Bitcoin is a bit bearish in price. We have moved down. But that being said, we have, for example, MicroStrategy. They have been buying more and more and more. And a lot of the whales, the big crypto holders has been adding to bigger coins such as Solana, such as Bitcoin, such as Ethereum, such as Terra Luna. And Terra Luna actually had a fairly big increase in price yesterday, I think it was. So you see up a massive 18%. So we did get in last week at minus 30%. So you make sure you do your research on that as well. But we're not adding any new cryptos. Instead, we are looking at some coins that have been going down a lot, which are adding to those positions. Among those is actually Cardano and or Solana, for example. These big blockchains, the safer projects. So Solana is one, currently down 30% from its high. It's a great entry point if you haven't entered. The same with Link, using our VCCA strategy and our small cap strategy, down 51% from its high. So a lot of these has really come down a lot. So it might be worth looking into your positions with crypto, but we're not adding anything new here, except that we're really bullish in the longer term. The market is really fearful at the moment. So if we have a look at the crypto fear and greed index, we see we're at fearful levels. Yesterday, we were at extreme fear when we reversed. It's not the time to sell when we are at fearful levels. It's the time to be buying and accumulating, but with a strategy. So anything you want to add, Keith, before we jump over to stocks today?
Yeah, so in regards to Bitcoin, we actually had this question on one of our gold coaching yesterday, Dennis, about is Bitcoin now bearish? Now, the one thing that I showed, if we go over to a weekly chart there, Dennis, for me, please, with Bitcoin, we are still above our horizontal level of support. So as you can see, around 30,000, Dennis is going to draw it now, we have a nice support level. Now, why do I think that this is a good level of support? Is every time that the market has accumulated at these points, it has created, therefore, a brand new high, showing that that support level is getting stronger. Now, for us personally, if we see that it's trading below this, then yes, we could potentially say, okay, we've got a longer term retracement or correction in the market. But as long as we are trading above this level, we are still bullish with Bitcoin. Even though short term, it might be retracing and moving downwards, that's just noise. Okay, the longer term sentiment of the market is still being bullish, and there is still good positive news coming out. As Dennis said, the whales, and we're not talking about the country here, we're talking about the big investors, they are accumulating bigger coins like Bitcoin, like Ethereum, like Solana. Like, it was actually a shock. They were doing Cardano. They're doing one of my favorite coins, XRP. So there's a lot of accumulation happening behind the scenes. So this is why you should never pay attention to just the noise, because the noise can make you run on FOMO, fear of missing out, okay? And if you just base your decision on what's happening in the market, the noise, without no strategy, there's 99% chance that you'll lose money, okay? Or you've invested at the highest prices and the market's just gonna keep going down, 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 and you don't bring your average cost down. So overall, we're still bullish. Please make sure you do accumulate, because this is an accumulation time. Because let's just say we saw what happened in 2018. Market had a massive correction, and then all of a sudden went up nearly 3,000%. What happens if this is the case that it's going to do it again? It's had a correction and then it goes up 3,000%. You will be kicking yourself. I promise you that. I kicked myself in 2018 because I didn't invest into crypto. You will be kicking yourself if you're not accumulating now. So just follow the strategies, follow what we're doing, okay? And you'll be on the right side of the fence in regards to the investment. Now, news-wise, Dennis, you've covered the news perfectly. I don't really have much to add on that. It's just one of the things that I'm seeing is the Federal Reserve, for example, they've added a member who used to work on Ripple's blockchain, and they've added them to the board as well. So that could be I'm not saying it's a sign, but it could potentially mean that Ripple has the potential to be used as a native currency in the US, or payment method, in the US, which if it happens, we're very happy right there, Dennis.
Yes, indeed, very happy. So that's absolutely one thing to consider as well. But yes, overall, just ignore the noise and invest for the longer term. Money will move from the impatient to the patient. And then if we briefly go over the stocks as well, we have moved our stop loss to of Johnson & Johnson. Let's go back to the daily. And you can see here, we barely almost went down to the 10% profit there, but not really. So we're still waiting for our 10% profit there to be taken. But besides from that, price has just moved horizontal. And the one we're adding today is Steve Madden, which is down 20% from its high. Steve Madden has good income. It has no debt. It has very positive earnings per share now and the next 5 years as well. So the trend is looking upward and looking positive, which is what we are looking for with stocks, of course. So longer term, we think this is going to be a really good investment as well. And do make sure you don't have as many VCAs as we have. Maybe 6 to 8 is a good number. This is just so we can bring some new opportunities, because of course you might be new here. So what do you think, right? What are you investing into currently? Are you investing into gold, into silver? Are you investing into cryptos? What cryptos? Comment below. We would love to find out. So with that being said, everyone, I really hope you enjoyed the trades of the week this week with Keith and myself. And don't forget to sign up for I Am Insider, where we will give you exclusive content in the Marcus top books, in courses we recorded, in various materials that will help you to become successful. And mark well as well that this is for new people, right? If you're already a member, there's no need to join, because you already have everything and a lot more inside our memberships as well, of course. So please comment below if you enjoy what you're seeing. Comment below what you like about these. Would you like us to do something different? Please comment below so we can, of course, give you what you are searching for. And speaking of that, we're all searching for great results, of course. Results are really important. And with the Buffalo, we're up 53% since August 2020. So a bit over 1 year, which is really good, right? It's 50 times better than you get in the bank. And even though we had a 1% loss today, we know it's just a numbers game, so it will come back. VCA, 995% on the money invested. CCA, 1,510% on the money invested. And small caps, 4,320% on the money invested. So if you would like to get these results, right, comment below. What strategies are you using? Would you like to find out more? So with that being said, everyone, we hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button and the alarm bell if you would like to get notifications of what's happening in the market. And we are here to support you all the way, of course. And from myself, Keith, and the whole team, have an incredible trading week, and we look forward to seeing you on the next trades of the week.